and I feel really sad because I feel defeated. I feel disappointed. I feel like my body is letting me down. I'm feeling a lot of feelings. So instead of spiraling, what are you actually feeling? What is actually coming up for you?
Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I am very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast. I'm very happy that you are here today. Today is the first Monday of the year, and I woke up this morning and I was kind of feeling like flat, but also excited because it is the first Monday of the year, but also it's right after the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, and then my birthday happened yesterday. And it kind of feels a little bit flat. So many things happen and then it's kind of going into everyday life again. It's kind of weird. So the emotions are kind of mixed. So when I woke up this morning, I slept in and I was like, whew, I woke up. I was like, oh, what do I want to do? I'm going to read my book a little bit. So I did that. And now I'm just starting my day with recording a podcast episode for you. I'm very happy that you are here today. Did you create a bingo card for the first 3 months of 2026? So we did bingo cards on New Year's Eve, and it was a little bit emotional for me. There were so many different emotions that popped up as I was reviewing the past year, 2025, and then also creating another bingo card. And I started thinking the bingo card was going to be for the first 3 months, but then it kind of ended up being for a year because I put something on there and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to accomplish this within 3 months. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if you haven't created a bingo card yet, I encourage you to do so. I put mine up on the wall right in front of my bed so I see it every morning, my little goals. And I put stuff such as get a massage, get a facial, things that are supportive to me to me as well. Not just sometimes we just put goals on there, but think about things that could be supportive to you, or like go on a date. I don't really go on dates. Go on a date, kiss a new person. I had that on there last year too, and things like that. And of course, I had some goals too, but things that feel supportive to you, you can put that on your bingo card and make it into something fun. So that's what we did for New Year's Eve. And we're walking into 2026. So today I'm bringing you actually another little list, and we'll see how this turns out today. You've probably seen it online, the ins and outs of what we're doing. So these are things that we are either leaving in 2025 or things that we are taking with us into 2026. And I try to make this pelvic pain related somehow. So we'll see how this turns out today, what comes up as we are having this discussion. First on the list of things that are out in 2026, talking bad about our body, hating on our body, not using loving, kind words when it comes to our body. Instead, what is in? We practice in a way that feels loving to our body and find ways that we can love our body. And this can be really challenging. It can be really hard because society is so focused on our appearance and what we should look like, what we should be like. And we're out here, we live with pelvic pain, maybe we live with lichen sclerosis, and we have a hard time when it comes to certain body parts of ours, or we have endometriosis, and that affects how we look at ourselves. And whatever it may be for you, finding ways that we can find love for our body. I think this is a super important thing, and this is a work in progress. Like, I am definitely not perfect when it comes to this, and this is something that we're working towards every single day. That's what we're doing, especially when we are in our luteal phase, because that will also make us feel somehow, somewhat about our body, because our body changes throughout our cycle, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But how can we find more love for our body in 2026? And through that love, make our body feel more supported. Help our body feel more supported. So I've spoken about this on the podcast a lot before. I often mention it in class. I often talk about the belly. I don't know, that's just something that comes up because it's so tightly connected to your pelvic floor and to your pelvis. But really paying attention to if you're holding on to tension in your belly, if you are clenching your glutes because it will make them look more perkier. I don't know. But but really pay attention to what you're doing there and how can you find some love for yourself instead. So right now when I'm sitting here, maybe I'm choosing to touch my belly a little bit, showing it a little bit of kindness, a little bit of love because it's a beautiful belly to be had. And especially when we wake up in the morning and we're just like in that fog and maybe we're standing in front of the mirror, notice your first thoughts. If there are any bad thoughts about your body that you say to yourself in the mirror, instead, how can you shift it a little bit? Make maybe mirror practicing a part of your everyday life, mirror practicing where you say affirmations to yourself in the mirror, where you say things that kind of to the point of I've taken it a little bit step further. I feel like it's kind of like reaching into Lululand a little bit, and I'm not saying that we're not this, but just going overboard a little bit, looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, "You're a goddess. You're fucking beautiful. You are sexy. You are a sensual person." Because some people might be like, "Why would I say that to myself? That's a little bit weird." But just going over the edge a little bit, take it a little bit further. How can you love yourself even more looking at yourself in the mirror? And try that for a week and see how that makes you feel. Try that first thing in the morning. You see yourself in the morning, you're like, you're a fucking sexy badass. You're a goddess. You deserve nothing less than the extraordinary love that you know exists out there. You're fucking gorgeous. You're beautiful. Your belly's beautiful. Your thighs are amazing. Just keep going at it. It kind of feels a little bit awkward in the beginning, but also this is you rewiring your mindset. Just starting to say nice things about yourself, even if you may not believe them yet. Start to say nice things about yourself. Really catch yourself. Am I saying bad things about my body when it comes to my physical appearance, when it comes to living with the pain that I may be living with? So that actually brings me into the next point. Out. We are definitely not talking ill about our vulva. Definitely not. We are loving our vulva. We're loving our vulva this year. We're saying affirmations in the little mirror when we're doing our vulva checks, our monthly vulva checks. We're saying affirmations to our vulva. So, that's a pretty beautiful vulva. And then the next time you see your vulva in the mirror, that's a freaking gorgeous vulva. That is such a nice vulva. And just go at it. Go at it. How can you invite in more affirmations if you have a partner? Maybe you will tell them too, I need a little bit more of encouragement through affirmations. Like, obviously, we want to be with someone that says that we're beautiful. Maybe they are already saying that you're beautiful, but maybe like, okay, listen, my love, I am taking this a little bit over the top for myself and my own health and how I look at my own body. Could you maybe do this with me? And some people will be like, well, they might not even think that. Okay, trust me, if they're with you, they're already thinking that. They just need a little bit of extra push, okay? If they're with you, they already think that you're gorgeous, that you're a goddess, that you're fucking beautiful, that you deserve the best. Maybe they just don't, maybe love, what's it called? Words of affirmations isn't their love language. Maybe they don't say that as much. You can be like, hey, I need this from you. Because you can ask for what you want. And I don't care if people think that this is weird or whatever, but you can ask for what you want. I need you to tell me that I have a beautiful vulva. I need you to say it with conviction. Even if I know that this is super fucking weird. Maybe they've even never even said that you have a beautiful vulva because people don't say that stuff sometimes. Okay, it's not the smut books. I'm sorry. I wish it was, but it's not the smut books. Give me one moment. One of my girlfriends, she gave me a book for my birthday. A, a Touch of Darkness. And I love when people give me books. It's one of my favorite things because they thought about me and bought this book. Like, that's one of my favorite presents. This is my love language right here. And I looked at her and I was like, what did you think of me when you saw this book? She's like, oh, I don't know. I just seen it everywhere and I thought you might like it. And I flipped it around and I read the first part. Let me worship you, he said. And I just start banging on the table. That's what we want. That's what we want out of a lover. And yes, it's considered, I don't know. I feel like people are just trying to make themselves smaller and there's not enough passion, there's not enough feeling in life. People are like, oh, is she gonna think I'm weird if I say that her vulva is beautiful or that she makes me feel some sort of way or that I love this part of her? Like, I've had partners that have said they love certain parts of my body where I'm just like, what the fuck? That's the part about me that you love? And it's so nice to hear. You don't even, like, you don't even think about it. You don't even think about it. And yes, we're not taught to say nice things to people. Maybe. We're all so different. You can ask for what you want. Hey, babe, if you really like something about me, about my body, I would really love if you told me because I'm working on this words of affirmations for myself. And if you're single, just like me, I am single. I only have myself. I look at my vulva and I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful vulva. That's a really nice vulva. I worked hard on that vulva. I'm healing that vulva. There's actually a TikToker that I really, really love. And she's talking about your yoni, your vagina, your vulva being your, how you love your yoni shows up in your bank account. And she talks about looking at your vulva, looking at your bank account, notice, okay, what feelings are coming up as I'm doing both. Because like money is a really heated topic, it's energy, and then loving your vulva, loving that part of your body is also a heated topic. It can bring up a lot of emotions. So how are you feeling when you're looking at your vulva? How are you feeling when you're looking at your bank account? And I really, really like the way that she's thinking and the way that she's teaching. And I can't remember her handle on the otherwise I would share it with you. I can pop it in the show notes. So that was point number 2. Not loving our vulva. Out. Loving our vulva. In. This is the year we're loving the vulva. Point number 3. So I've been struggling a little bit about how I'm gonna talk about this. So what is out? Going down the spiraling loop, the spirals that happens, and what is in? How are we actually feeling? What is actually going on inside of us? So I posted on my TikTok, if you live with lichen sclerosis, what is your vulva actually trying to tell you? And someone commented, it hates me. My next question is, why do you think that your vulva hates you? Or what is maybe hiding underneath it all? And if you don't jam with this is totally fine. You take what resonates, leave the rest, as always. But I'm going to paint you a pretty picture. Let's say I'm going through a flare. I'm going through an LS flare. I get tearing. I get really bad tearing. I'm about to get my period too, so I'm in my luteal phase. I'm just feeling like fucking shit. My tear is unbearable. It's so bad. And I start thinking to myself, it's never going to get better. I'm always going to have lichen sclerosis, which I am. I'm always going to have lichen sclerosis because it's chronic. It's never going to get better. And how am I ever going to have sex again? How am I ever going to find someone that wants to be with me? How am I ever going to be loved? I'm disgusting. I have a disgusting vulva. It is so ugly. I am so unworthy. Like I'm so ugly. Not just my vulva, but my entire self. I'm so ugly. Maybe I'm a really bad person. You see what's happening there? I'm spiraling. I'm spiraling. I'm going at it. I'm going at it. And I'm saying this out of experience. Like now when this is vulnerable for me to share because this is something that I've been working on a long time. And one of my people that I usually call when I'm going through this is my mom. And she often says to me, are you right before your period? And if I am in my luteal phase, I just want to smack her in the face and call it a day. And then I kind of take a step back a little bit and I look at myself. I zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm going through my luteal phase. And I'm not saying this, I'm not using this as, oh, are you about to get your period? Are you PMSy? That's not what I'm saying at all. But just learning to know yourself. My mom knows me. She knows how it goes. She knows my patterns. I'm not saying at all that you're more emotional, whatever. Why I'm trying to sound like a bro. That's what I'm doing right now. But I also know myself. Okay, so I back out a little bit. So if I take a step back, okay, how am I actually feeling right now? Okay, I'm in a tear and it's fucking horrible and it's painful and I don't like it at all. And I feel really sad because I feel defeated. I feel disappointed. I feel like my body is letting me down. I'm feeling a lot of feelings. So instead of spiraling, what are you actually feeling? What is actually coming up for you? And then taking another step back, I've been through a flare before and it sucks. Like right now I'm suck. Right now I suck. It sucks being in the state. But what have I learned that might help me right now? Okay, how can I ground myself a little bit? Are there any techniques that I can use? Maybe I should change my pants. Maybe I should take off my underwear. Maybe I should put on a cute little PJ set or a robe and just let my vulva air a little bit. Maybe I could sit in a cold pack. Maybe I can massage the area, masturbate, moisturize. Okay, what tools have I actually learned? Instead of choosing to spiral, which will happen once you're done with the spiraling, or if you stop yourself, okay, what can I actually do? Instead of going down, down, down that little hole. So, what is out? We don't spiral. What is in? What am I actually feeling? What is actually happening within myself right now? And that kind of goes into the next point, too. Point number 4, we don't push away pain, we dive into it. And we all live with different pain in this area, in our little corner of the world. We live with different pain. No matter if you live with endometriosis, lichenosis, my lichenosis is not going to be the same as anyone else's. We know this by now. Endometriosis is completely different. So no matter what you're going through, and maybe you're hearing this at a good time or a bad time, who knows what's happening within your life right now? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. But instead of pushing away the pain, what about you diving a little bit deeper into it? It comes back to, okay, my vulva hates me. Why do you think your vulva hates you? Dive a little bit deeper into it. I was meditating this morning and I lie down, legs outstretched, and I often get SI joint pain. So putting my legs like that sometimes hurt. So I plant my feet on the floor or on the mattress. I was lying on my bed. I place my right hand on my belly, my left hand on top of my heart. And the meditation that I was doing for that one, I would rather had been seated for a specific purpose. But I was like, no, that's not where I'm at today. So I'm just gonna lie here. And as I'm doing this meditation, it's a guided meditation. I'm listening to it. I'm also focusing on breathing into my sacral area because I can kind of feel the space that I'm creating with the inhales in that part of my body. And this is diving a little bit deeper into the pain. Okay, what are you telling me right now? What do I need to know? And sometimes when we dive a little bit deeper, things may come up for us. That can be grief, that could be sadness, that could be laughter, that could be crying, whatever that may be. But just dive a little bit deeper into it. What is actually going on? What are you asking for here? What kind of attention do you want? So pain in the body is that part of your body is screaming for attention. You bringing more body awareness into that body part, that is really important for your pain. So just bringing more awareness instead of pushing it away. I remember I used to say, it doesn't feel like my pelvis is a part of my body. It's just floating in the air with me. Now I'm actually connected to my pelvis. I'm connected to my pelvic bowl. I'm knowing it. I'm learning it more and more. It's called the Pelvic Power Podcast. Here we are. Welcome. Okay, what can I learn more about my pain? So instead of pushing it away, we dive a little bit deeper into it. And if you need more guidance, come to the Pelvic Health Hero membership because that's what we do. We move into it together. And then point number 5, it's all connected. We don't bulldoze over our feelings, we feel them. So it's kind of like point number 3 a little bit. Instead of just bulldozing over the feelings, we're feeling them. We're inviting them in. We sit with them. We work through them. We shake through them. We dance through them. We breathe through them. Whatever we need to do to kind of move ourselves forward a little bit. Instead of getting stuck in the emotions too and sitting there, how can we move through them? How can we breathe through them? How can we move through them? How can we let ourselves actually experience them? Not just coping with them, using tools to cope, but actually move through the feelings. Number 6, we don't sit still. No, we did not. We did not. We move, even if it's just a little bit. So maybe you're listening to me right now as you're lying in bed and you're lying there in pain. What can you do right now? You can hug your legs into your chest. Take 3 breaths. If you're hugging your legs into your chest, notice how that feels through the low back, through the pelvic bowl. If there's any pain, can you breathe into that pain? If there's any discomfort, if you don't really feel anything, okay, what does it feel like if you were to breathe into your pelvic bowl, and where can you feel the expansion of that breath? Where can you feel the stretchy feeling of the breath throughout your body? You can rock a little bit from side to side. You can release the legs to one side and find a twist. So the arms come out long, find a twist. Breathe into anything that might feel stuck through the rib cage, through the heart. You can do one leg at a time when it comes to hugging the legs in. Hug one leg at a time. See how that feels. Hold it for a couple breaths. How's one side compared to the other? You can roll on over into child's pose, come into a prone position. You can lie there and just breathe, like I said with my meditation. You can place your hands on top of your belly. And that's not really movement, but if you're constantly just lying out long with your legs, place your feet grounding your feet down, and see what is shifting within you. What are you learning about your body? Breathing into your pelvis in this way. How does that feel? So we don't sit still. We invite in more movement, even if it's just a little bit. Come join us in the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. You will learn so many tools and ways that you can support yourself throughout your journey. And that's just not on the mat, it's also off the mat. And I've had people reaching out to me and they're like, oh, I don't know if I should come to class today. I'm in pain. And I'm so sorry to hear that you're in pain, but what if you invited in a little bit movement? Or if you feel like that's not possible, come to class, line the energy, connect with other people. The energy is going to shift within you like that. Like just coming to the energy, breathing in the space, doing the meditation, doing the breath work, if we're doing that, just taking a moment for you. And then when people say that, oh, I'm in pain, I don't know if I should come to class. Okay, what if you did come to class? What if you did prioritize yourself a little bit? Because that is also a shift in itself. Okay, I am prioritizing myself. I am diving a little bit deeper into the pain, even if I'm not moving. What am I feeling? And then after class, they're like, I'm so glad I came to class. I could do a little bit of movement or I couldn't do anything at all, but I was just lying there in child's pose and I was just, that was it. Still child's pose, movement compared to just standing or lying on your back. And then just being in that energy a little bit and what is released and what can you learn about your body, about yourself along the way. Last and final point. This one is juicy. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. What is out? We don't think we are not worthy. You are just, what did I say? We are just needing a bit more attention. So when we come to thinking about we're not worthy of love, we're not worthy of being in less pain, we're not worthy of pleasure, we're not worthy of joy because we live with pelvic pain, those are the thoughts that sometimes can pop up. We think that we are not worthy of everything. And when it comes to your pain, maybe it's just needing a little bit more attention. I'm speaking specifically about safety, feeling safe with someone to allow intimacy, pleasure, to experience joy with that person. Because like walls go up. And I notice this within myself with many of my relationships, depending on the days as well. But just I put up a wall because it's just a thing that happens sometimes. But I want you to remember that you are always worthy of love. You're worthy of desire. You are worthy of affection. You are worthy of someone hugging you, kissing on you, telling that you're beautiful, telling your vulva that it's beautiful. Say it to your vulva. Really infuse those affirmations into your vulva. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of everything that you have ever wanted. And I know that it might be hard to hear and it might feel emotional, but this is true. And if you're noticing that things are coming up for you here, you're feeling triggered, okay, well, how can you maybe go a little bit deeper into that? Well, why am I getting triggered about, from hearing that I am actually worthy of something? Why am I getting triggered by that? And then also, I just want to make a little side note here. because I cannot stop talking about this TV show. You know, your girl loves smut. It's just a thing that I do. Heated Rivalry. If you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out on your life. I've already seen the show twice, 6 episodes. I binged it one evening with my friend because she hadn't seen it. And I was like, oh my God, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this show. It's so smutty, but also it's the bandwidth of emotions throughout this TV show. Like I texted my friend afterwards and I was like, I had no idea. Like I'm feeling so many things at the same time. What am I actually feeling right now? And the way that they show love to each other, it's just we don't see this on TV. It's such a great TV show. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. And I'm never dating again until someone treats me like that. Like the ones in the TV show. So go see it. You have to see it if you haven't done that yet. That was just a little side note for this episode. If you had any takeaways, please let me know. I love to hear about the takeaways. And also, I would so much appreciate it if you were to leave a review on Spotify or your Apple Podcast, or if you could follow Spotify or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it so, so much. I love seeing the little comments that you're leaving, and I love hearing your DMs or reading your DMs of things that might come up for you throughout these conversations that we're having together. And if there are any guests that you want to see on the podcast, feel free to reach out to me too, because I'm feeling like we need a little bit more guests this year. We need to get them on the podcast. And remember that you're beautiful, you're a goddess, you deserve the best. Go tell yourself this in the mirror. And I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next week. Bye.